What's going on, you guys? My name's Ty Knotts, and welcome to Top 5 Unknowns, 5 Unsolved Ancient Mysteries. Number 5. The Codex Gigas is the world's largest medieval manuscript to have ever been discovered. In more recent years, the book has been known under the pseudonym Devil's Bible, due to the book's rather famous full-page illustration of the devil. It's believed to have been created sometime around the 13th century in Bohemia. It contains a complete version of the Catholic Church's Bible, which is popularized in the 16th century. The book contains both Old and New Testaments, though in between the two are a group of additional texts not typically found in modern translations of the Bible, including additional chapters known as the Antiquities of the Jews, the Judean War, and St. Isidore's Encyclopedia, and more. According to many, the book is said to have been written by a single monk, known as Herman the Recluse, with most of the work being conducted in a monastery in the Czech Republic. The monastery was destroyed sometime around the 15th century, and records in the codex seem to end in the year 1229. According to legend, the monk who wrote the codex made a deal with the devil in order to complete it. The monk allegedly broke his vow with the devil, and is said to currently be in eternal torment because of this. The exact story claims that the monk promised the local monastery that he would create a book containing all the world's human knowledge, if they would let him live as a free man. However, the monastery requested that the book be written in a single day. The man then sold his soul to Lucifer in order to fulfill this promise, though later turned his back on it. According to historians, whether the legend is true or not, it has been confirmed that the book was written by a single person within an extremely small window of time. The book is also made from 160 animal skins and requires 2 full-grown men just to lift it. To this day, all of the book remains intact aside from 12 missing pages. The content of these pages has never been determined, and it's unclear why the pages would have been removed in the first place. Some have theorized that these pages could have contained secret satanic texts, or even instructions on how to conjure up the devil himself. Regardless, the real mystery is why the book would have been written in the first place, as there existed multiple other copies of the Latin Bible at the time, and also how a single person wrote the book in such a small window of time. Scholars have absolutely no idea, and for now, the tale remains a mystery. Number 4. The Sumerian Kings List is the name given to a large tablet created by the Sumerians, detailing all of the Sumerian kings as well as loads of personal information about them, including their time and power, dynasties, and locations of kingship. Sumerians believed that the power of being a king or queen was handed down by the gods. One of the strangest things about this tablet is that some of the early Sumerian kings have impossibly long years of power. For example, Nani of the Ur dynasty ruled for about 120 years. Hadanish of the Hazamasi dynasty ruled for 360 years. Several other rulers of the Kish dynasty are listed as ruling for 360 years as well. Others are listed for holding power for well over a millennium, and in some cases over 40,000 years. Historians are unsure of exactly how these people could have lived such long lives, especially while maintaining their kingship. Many religiously minded individuals have suggested that people simply lived longer back then, though science has yet to show us exactly how this would have been possible. Aside from the theory that our bodies were likely stronger back then, our DNA more pure, and many illnesses that would kill us today simply didn't exist back then. To this day, the tablet is still baffling to many historians, and the true history of these rulers remains a mystery. Number 3. Easter Island is home to seemingly countless unsolved mysteries, though one that's particularly interesting is in regards to a series of writings or drawings known as the Rongo Rongo writings. These drawings were first discovered in the 19th century and appeared to be an early form of historical documentation using only pictures, similar to the Egyptian hieroglyphs. To this day, however, the Rongo Rongo writings have never been deciphered, and historians are baffled as to what stories they may actually tell. Numerous attempts to decipher the drawings have been made over the last 100 years or so, though virtually no progress has actually been made. Some have suggested that the writings could simply be a calendar, though others believe that it could be something more historically relevant, such as a genealogy. Another theory is that the writing could be entirely independent, and if this proves to be correct, these drawings could be some of the earliest independent drawings in human history. According to one scholar, Eugene Urod, The writings could be from the year 1200. They feature similar designs to other religious material found in the area around the same time period, though no one knows what these religious symbols mean. The drawings appear to have been carved into wood using obsidian or even a shark's tooth, though again they don't really make much sense at all, at least not to the modern mind. Some have theorized that the tablets were placed on Easter Island by aliens, considering the abundance of other seemingly extraterrestrial activity that took place on the island, though for now, the writings simply remain a mystery. Number 2. In the northern area of Laos, a strange and unidentified collection of circular containers were found on the countryside. The containers are believed to be at least 2,000 years old, and most historians' best guess is that they're some sort of jars, and that they've been involved with a funeral service, though this is a common estimation by historians that rarely proves to be true. All throughout history, researchers suggest that various historically significant items posed as tombs, temples, or other funeral-related items. The pyramids of Egypt are a great example of this. Historians portray ancient civilizations as being boring, death-obsessed individuals, having seemingly no purpose in their lives other than to fantasize their own deaths or mourn the deaths of others. However, this is almost always proved to be false, and oftentimes these mysterious devices have turned out to be some sort of incredible ancient technology, or served a purpose that modern society simply can't even fathom, such as astrological research or even simple day-to-day tasks. But that's a video for another time. This series of jars have more recently been known simply as the Plane of Jars, and were constructed of sandstone weighing at least a ton each. Many of the cylinders were damaged by gunfire or explosions, as they reside near the place where the American Secret War was carried out. Today, visitors are not allowed to come near the jars as they're far too fragile. The site on which they're located is also riddled with bombs and landmines that have yet to be deactivated from the war. Number 1. The Sumer people, also known as the Sumerian, are believed by many to be the earliest known human civilization to have ever lived. They're widely recognized due to their exceptionally high skill level in areas such as agriculture and writing. The Sumerians are believed to have settled in what we now know as Iraq back in 5500 BC. One of the most shocking facts about the Sumerians is that at one point, one of the most prominent Sumerian cities housed over 80,000 people, a number that was almost unheard of at the time. The Sumerians are believed to have built at least 12 different cities, usually consisting of metropolis-like structures and pyramid-like temples. Their homes are oftentimes constructed with marsh or makeshift bricks, with the plumbing system also believing to have been put into place. According to Sumerian historical documents, these settlements would have been ruled by one of many kings mentioned on the Kings list, which we spoke of a moment ago. What's quite interesting though is that one of these rulers is actually believed to have been a woman. Even in 2019, the idea of a woman leading a country is somewhat controversial, though I'll never understand why. However, the Sumerians were successfully being ruled by a woman way back in the year 2500 BC. The Sumerians are also credited as possibly being the first to have developed a type of beer, in addition to inventing the wheel, plow, literature, and even law. But more importantly, the beer they made appears to have been made from barley, though the exact technique for this is relatively unknown. They're known to have drank the beer through a special filtration straw, with the drink allegedly being highly nutritious and was said to have brought joy to all. Though one of the strangest mysteries of the Sumerians is that they took virtually no credit for all of their inventions and engineering feats. They literally invented the wheel, yet no one took credit for it. Rather, all of their credit was passed on to 3 men who they claimed descended from the skies. These 3 beings can be seen in seemingly countless Sumerian texts and drawings, and they're said to have been of the highest intelligence, with some historians claiming that these mysterious beings could have even bred with the Sumerians, creating modern humans. In fact, certain Sumerian statues seem to depict Neanderthals, which are essentially less evolved forms of humans. DNA evidence also seems to indicate that Sumerians may have originally been Neanderthals themselves, though for some unknown reason, they seem to have evolved into modern humans almost literally overnight. Many have pointed to some sort of divine intervention, proposing that these 3 mysterious beings could have been angels or gods that interbred with humans in order to create a more advanced species. The discovery has baffled scientists and historians for decades, and no one can seem to figure out how a race of people evolved so quickly, invented so many modern technologies, and thrived for so long, yet never took credit for any of their own discoveries. Rather, insisting that all of their work and technological advancement was carried out by 3 mysterious men who floated down from the heavens. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to click that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell to keep updated with our videos.